Hey guys, Comet here. Welcome back to Captain of Industry here on the Golden Peak. In the last episode, I focused mainly on concrete production. I did a little bit with copper, but mostly concrete here. So I'll just do a quick recap of what this does. It takes sand, just natural sand, and rock, and slag. It mixes it all together, and you end up with concrete slabs at the end. And no one input can ever cause a problem. Like if I don't have any sand, I can just make more sand using rock. If I don't have any slag, then I can just use gravel using rock. But what I want to focus on in this episode is replanting trees, because I've got these loan payments here to worry about. And I also want to send the ship out onto the map, try and find an oil rig. That way I can start getting into advanced diesel and the cargo depot stuff here. So step one, more people. I've only got 6 people left, and I've got 0 houses left, so let's unpause that. Let's start thinking about where to replant the trees. So I've got this area up here, still with a lot of trees on it, and it's kind of bumpy if we look at the terrain lines there. So I want to use this area over here, at least initially. So I'll get a forestry control tower. Right over here is probably a good spot. And this works just like the mine control tower. I can edit a designation, something probably like this should be fine. And then I can start telling them where I want these trees. I don't know, that looks good to me. But that does require the tree planter, so we'll get one of those made. Trucks are really struggling, so maybe we'll queue up some more trucks there. And I've also noticed that this coal belt is pretty low. Is that because of... Yeah, it looks like it's because of our mining, actually. So I'll get another excavator, set them to mine coal, because right now I've only got the one. The second excavator I put into sand. That way I had something to fill up this bucket with. And I think to scrape a few people out, I'm going to pause half of the copper here. It's actually fully saturated. So I can spend these people that were working those facilities on other things, like this second or fourth farm I put in, and need to get these enabled again. Start making construction parts too. That way I can upgrade these farms. Because I need to get into the tree saplings. But those are going to require water, which means I need the irrigated farms. And irrigated farms take construction parts too, 60 of them. Alright, there's our new refugees. We're up to 22 now, so these upgrades won't be a problem. I really need the infrastructure for making more infrastructure, because upgrading these farms is going to cost a lot of construction parts too. Oh dear. I need to designate some more dumping locations. Let's dump along there, and then start making our way down this way. Gonna have to expand the area a little bit. That should work. Now, I might take out some of these trees in the process, but it'll be fine. Here comes the stampede of trucks. But they're no longer extremely busy, they're just busy. That's a good sign. Coal is still struggling a little bit, which means iron is struggling, which means parts are struggling. What can we do over here to alleviate that? Are you guys digging into the correct locations? Maybe we start digging down. How deep is the coal here? Not very, actually. Okay, I'm gonna change this. At, I think, this level here, we're just gonna dig down. And then flatten back out. I need to make sure we're always digging coal. And I don't think I'm going to be using any retaining walls here. They seem kind of gimmicky. Space isn't that big of a problem yet. Can I do a loan for coal, or maybe a trade for coal? I can trade diesel for coal. No, I'm not doing that. That is a stupid trade. Because it takes coal to make diesel. At least at this stage of the game. So trading a later stage product for one that you use to make that product just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, because there's so much dirt they have to get through first in order to get down to the correct level. We're gonna have a sudden drop in coal, but then production should increase again and then stay stable for a while. I don't actually know if this is going to be enough coal to supply our next stage of power. So right now, thinking forward a little bit here, we're just on these diesel generators, which is okay. I mean, we're not powering anything super demanding yet. But the next stage is this steam power, which I could actually start researching now. Let's do pipes and power generation. Why are you locked? It's locked behind advanced diesel. Okay, we need to get the shipyard repaired. Let's do a desalination. Settlement power, sure, more unity is always good. Now, biofuel is also another good pickup. That way I can reprocess some of the excess food I might make. That will keep, once I put in the infrastructure for automatic food delivery, it'll keep the excess from plugging up the things that aren't making things. You'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so now we have that spike in coal, now that they're getting into the coal here. Alright, and that should turn iron production back on, which will turn parts 1 back on, which will turn parts 2 back on, which will then let me upgrade these. But in the meantime, I think maybe I work on the belt infrastructure. So I left some space in here for a manifold. I want this belt to come around this way. I think we'll stop there. I'm probably going to put in a ramp right in here so the belts can go underneath and the trucks can go over. But the potatoes and other items that belong on the U-shaped conveyor will take the bottom route. Then the flat conveyor will be used for vegetables and tree saplings, which is the second major point of this video. Can't replant any trees if I don't have any saplings. So that'll just run out over there. Now, how do I get them from the bottom layer to the top layer? Well, I'm just going to use a flat lift in that orientation. And just connect in like that, really simply. Low food supply. That's not good. Where are all of our potatoes? Okay, the loan payment is done. We're gonna have all the potatoes to ourselves. We've got potatoes. Why are you scaring me like that? Oh, this is already full. Okay. Running out of place to dump all of my garbage. Let's just do that, I guess. I need to designate this area for dumping rock, actually. I think that'll help. And then I can say at height 3, go ahead and dump rock. And then on this inner side, closer to the island, I can use that for looser stuff like dirt or slag. Or garbage, even. Go away. I don't care. That means I need to turn rock off over here. I want it to all be used over here. Not enough workers. Okay, that one I can't ignore. What is going wrong? You. Well, let's just add another farm, add more housing, and add more people. That should solve everything. Alright, back to the infrastructure here. I need to design a system that can't back up, but also extracts the correct items in the correct locations. So these farms will eventually be doing vegetables as well as potatoes. Let's get a market here with some storage. This will be for vegetables. Pretty sure I have ramps unlocked. Yes, I do. Don't need the big one. Let's go with the medium one. Right here. That way the trucks can drive over these belts. Now, I think I'm going to come out to about there. I want to extract potatoes from the main line. And then I need to send excess. It won't let me connect to that. That's annoying. That means I need to have a belt in between. Okay, let's move that back 1. I'll put that there, because I need space for a lift to do the vegetables. So potatoes will come along this way, exit the manifold, and anything else on the U-shaped belt will keep going. Now, if potatoes back up, then I need to send the excess down a overflow line. So we're going to prioritize into the food market, and then the excess can just keep going. And then for vegetables, I'm going to do something, well, exactly the same. Flat balancer instead, though. Here. That'll connect in, and then I can just get a lift right there. Perfect. Now we will extract the vegetables there. That's going to be coming from this line. That needs to go under the ramp. And then back up to here and into there. Excellent. And then the rest will keep going that way. And then the overflow can be there. So again, we'll prioritize into the housing facility, and the rest will go out that way. Oh dear. That's causing problems again. I don't want to go all the way to the edge and have some fall into the ocean. That'll be hard to get back if that happens. I want to try and isolate where I dump things. But that's not going to buy me much time. I need to expand this area. I guess it is getting that. Okay, let's just do that. So iron is working again. Got plenty of coal, but there's no trucks to move it from here to here. They're all busy. Refugees. Oh, the housing got finished just in time. Perfect. So I went ahead and queued up some more trucks to try and alleviate this problem. I could also put in some belts here. I think it's time I belted all of the infrastructure here. But I don't have any parts to build the belts, so I'm kind of stuck. Alright, it kind of looks like things are moving again. Making construction parts 2. Those will immediately be put back into making better assemblers to make construction parts 2. And then the excess we need to use on all of these belts. And actually upgrading these farms. I need to start thinking about how I want to get the water in here. Right now, these rain catchers are okay for what I'm doing here. But once I start using water on farms, that water is going to disappear very quickly. Now, the only place I have access to groundwater is right here. This one would be too difficult to get to. That would be a very annoying pipe to run all the way across, and also not get in the way of trucks. I could just buffer it into a tank and have the trucks move it, but that just seems so wrong. The location of this coal is particularly inconvenient, because I need to cross the coal if I want to send the water down around this way to the farms. And eventually I would dig into the supporting pillars for the water pipe. Unless I come down right across here, that would force the trucks to drive around this way, which I suppose isn't terrible. Then the problem is crossing this main road with the water pipe, which would force the excavators to go around this way, right through this tiny gap here, which will be plugged up by the eventual farm I want to put there. I think the route that will cause the least amount of problems will be sending it out this way. So I'll put 2 together. They produce 48. Now, a Mark 1 pipe won't be able to carry that, but once I upgrade it to a Mark 2, the pipe won't even be saturated. So I'll just do this for now. Come across to about here, and then try and snake my way down this hill. Sure. Then I could do a ramp, or I'm pretty sure, yeah, pipes can go up to a height of 5. And excavators and the bigger trucks can fit under that. And then I'll just run it. Oh, well, that's kind of convenient. Yeah, I'll just run it across this way. I'll try and minimize the number of pillars in between. Okay, with that infrastructure in place, these farms would be ready to upgrade. And then the fertilizer pipe can probably just counterflow against that, just one level lower. I think that'll be fine. Let's unpause that. Excellent. Alright, now we're starting to accumulate some parts too. So I'm actually going to unpause this portion of belt work. All the way to here. I don't need any of these belts yet. And I should have enough workers to upgrade these 4 farms and be fine. Yep, I'm working on... Oh, what did I just get? Oh, cool. I'll take it. So we have a ton of parts now. I'll go ahead and queue up the upgrades for these. And then that'll show me where the port is for water. So I don't remember where exactly it's going to show up here. Let's see. Which side is it on? I think it's going to be right across from this little house with the output. Yes, there it is. Okay, so I can just drop that down at that height. No, it doesn't like that. It's gonna stick out by 1. Well, that's okay, because the fertilizer needs to go through. I'm okay with it sticking out 1 like that. The truck should spend the majority of their time in the center of the road anyway. Now, with all of that infrastructure in place, I can disable export. And that'll save a lot of truck time. Things are really moving now. All 4 of these are working. Yeah, it's beautiful. So this is working as intended now. All of the potatoes are exiting the manifold. This farm's been upgraded. Let's get that in place. We can start doing vegetables and saplings. I'll go ahead and copy that over. I need to start thinking about the overflow system, though. Spacing-wise, I'm just going to use this as a placeholder with some storage here. That way I can see where exactly to put the sapling exit. So I'm going to have to take out those 2. Put that there. Oh, wait a minute. How do I... I'm just gonna have to redirect the output belt here. I think this is just gonna have to go up and over. And I can actually put a lift and then elevate it. Let's see if that will conflict with the ceiling of the... Nope. Excellent. So this will continue that way. And we'll have another lift here to drop the excess vegetables back down to there. Okay, that's a little convoluted, but it works. It works. That's the important part. I'll let that continue, and that continue. Then we want to take off the saplings. And I'm not producing anything else that'll be on this belt, so I don't actually need to have an overflow for that yet. I will, however, need an overflow here that will join into this, actually. Can I sneak... Yeah, there we go. That way, if we make too many saplings, those can be scrapped as well. Alright, looking good. Just need to get these pipes in place now. You go into you. That pole is in the way. No, it's not. Just kidding. I actually don't even need you now. Go, just pause. Power generation 2. Okay. That gets us the boiler and these new power items. Now, I have no idea where I'm going to put this, actually, so I might have to think about that between episodes. What I want to start doing now is upgrading, or rather, fixing this shipyard. And this has just run out of places to dig. Let's just flatten this whole area out, actually. I've only got 7 available houses. Let's go ahead and pause that now. I think we got enough people. Trucks are looking good. Is this repaired? This is repaired. Ship designer, that's new. Oh no, it's just the old system with a different button. Okay, let's get some people onto here. Can we load up some diesel? We really need to start exploring. Oh, there's our first batch of saplings coming in. So this tree planter will just come over here, grab a bunch, and go plant them. Just in time, too. There's still a few trees left. I do have a little bit of a stockpile here. Actually, why are there some missing? Oh, it's because we're making a whole bunch of construction parts again. Because iron is working properly. That is a harvester problem. But I do want to get this upgraded. So we'll hit that button. And that should do the entire pipe. But not these little branches. These don't need to be pipes too. Is the ship repaired yet? Alright, we're all good. Let's set auto repair on. And send you out. If I were an oil well, I would be here. I'm just guessing. Another thing I'm noticing that's probably not important. A lot of these farms are synchronized. I would rather them be desynchronized. So like this one and this one are doing... Oh, well, that one just swapped. Okay, well, now they're all doing saplings. This is kind of a good point that I... What's happening? I found a damaged cargo ship. Okay, well, I don't need that. Let's go here. Collect, sure. Go away. Did that unlock? No, it did not. Oh, it unlocked this. Sure, we'll research that. As I was saying, I don't want all of these farms to be synchronized. Because that means we're going to get a whole bunch of potatoes all at once, and then a whole bunch of lettuce all at once, and then a whole bunch of saplings all at once. And if I had better belts, that wouldn't be a concern. I'd rather this one finish potatoes and then output, while this one is, say, outputting vegetables. That way I have a smaller but constant flow of everything. So I will skip this ahead. Just leaving it fallow. Let's do, just to make things synchronized to 4, I'll do 1 of green manure. Then this one, I will skip ahead by 2, so that it's doing potatoes now. This one, we will skip to vegetables. And then this one can stay on saplings. And I'll actually just reset it there. So now, they should all be doing their own thing. Offset. Perfect. And what is this location? Just some loot. Okay. So the ship's coming back. I'll probably send it to here or here. I want to try and be mindful of diesel, so I'm going to send it out as far as I can in each spoke, if that makes sense. So like, I'm not going to send it out to this node because I've already visited this node. Once I have a more permanent way of making diesel, the advanced diesel, then I can be a little more careless with how I spend it. Because the ship, exploring with the ship actually takes a lot of diesel. But with all of these parts, I would like to figure out all of the belt work for the infrastructure here. But let's send you out. You're returning. Yeah, let's go there. Find me something good. I think I'll start with the iron. It's probably the most straightforward. Gears, I'm actually going to be switching to steel. Probably in the next episode. I don't want to get into that in this episode. So I'm going to have 2 places for iron for now then. Let's use a balancer. Right there should be fine. That will plug into there. This will come out and go into there. Then I'll have this for the parts. For the construction parts. Come on. And then I can use this side for the mechanical parts. And And I think I just found the oil rig, but I am not going to get sidetracked this time. What did I get? Find oil rig. Yes, there we go. That will allow me to do this. Advanced diesel. That will let me get into gas combustion and the electric boiler, which I don't think I've ever used. And then I'll just pick up some other random things here. I'll leave steel smelting for the next episode, though, so food market, chip armor, repair, sure, I'm going to be sending it out. So, why did I do it this way? Well, this gives me 2 belts of throughput. Like, this entire section could theoretically go to this entire section, and this entire section could go to this entire section. So they both go through the balancer. The balancer has 1 belt in, 2 belts in, 1 belt out, 2 belts out. So it doesn't matter which one is producing, and it doesn't matter which one is consuming. And we also need to get some lifts going here. One will be for trees, and the other will be for these slabs. I think trees, I will have a second storage unit right here. And that's going to get in the way of the copper. That's a little annoying. Because my manifold line is going to be right here. And that's right in the way of the copper. So the copper's going to have to come underneath, but then it runs into the iron. So, I'm going to have to raise everything up 1, actually. Yeah, that's the best solution. So the copper is actually going to go above the iron here. And then come out this way. Yeah, I like that. So this will be trees, and then this one will go up by 2. And that'll be for slabs. Low food supply. How is that possible? I have 4 farms going. I probably don't need to make that many saplings. Can I just remove that from the... That'll throw off the balance. But I have enough saplings. As long as I do it synchronously, I think it'll be okay. Why are you... Well, I'm fixing that. Just stop. We want trees to go into there. And then slabs across here. And that is not lined up for a lift. That's okay. I'll just put it in this orientation. I think it's that high. Yes, beautiful. No, not beautiful. There. Okay. So that goes into there. That goes into there. No, come into there. Oh, I didn't put a balancer for the copper. Okay. Let's try... Right? No. Could I do... Technically, yes, but I don't like all those error notifications. Okay, I'm gonna put it there. That can go into there. And then this can come out 1 and into there. And that will just... Okay, so trucks can't get into here anymore, which means water won't be delivered, but that's okay because we have a water pipe right here that I can run along this way. Into there. That means I don't need that or that. That is a lot of building. But I believe in you, trucks. Have fun. That actually worked out. I'm gonna have to use Unity to get rid of... Go away. Okay. Now, we'll turn off import and export, get that annoying mess to go away. They'll still be able to reach this one. So I actually want this bouncer to prioritize this, if it has to prioritize something. And I can actually turn import off on these. And that'll be completely handled by the belts now. So copper needs to go into these over here. Now I could drop down. I think I'm actually going to do that. So right there is the soonest I could do it. Now these take copper and rubber. Rubber, I think we can supply on this side. No, I can't do that, because if I have lifts over here and lifts over here, then the trucks can't get in to access this. My electronics will be stuck. I'm gonna have to come back to that. But the reason this is dropping down is for this. So these parts are gonna come back around, and it is off by 1. Is that enough space? Yes, actually it is. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that space for rubber. So we'll make this come up, not once, but twice. There, now it's just a straight shot. And this can come over this way, and it's gonna plug into here, where the parts 2 are being made. And since rubber will be consumed by this point, I can use that gap here for these. And then that'll run back around this way. But it needs to hit the maintenance depot there and there. I'll get you in place, and then you I'll grab from there. So that'll be construction parts 2 fully made. I don't have parts 3. These I could belt. I'm not too worried about that yet, though. I'll get you and you in place. Now the last thing I need are mechanical parts. So these, yeah, these are just gonna have to go up and over everything. So go up 2. And then that's straight now. To the last one there. Copy that. Beautiful. So I'll just disable import on, well, import and export on all of this. Except for rubber. I can't do that for the rubber input yet. So how am I going to get rubber belted in without cutting off access to this storage unit? I could actually put it here, facing this way. I think that might be the best plan. It actually doesn't look that bad either. So now the trucks can come in from the side to access this. So I'll set you to rubber. Unpause that. Have the trucks import. And then turn off Import and export. Excellent. Oh, and it's been a long time since I've sent you out. Hey, there's the oil rig. Okay, let's go here. Start the repairs. That will take us to the ship dock, and we need to... Oh, it's already queued it. Before, you'd have to actually manually go in here and tell it to load stuff. How are we doing on... Ooh. Okay, well, I know what the next episode's going to be about. So the main thing that's bottlenecking us now is actually iron. Location explored. Hooray. Yep, come back. We're not making enough iron ore. And I think that's just because I don't have enough excavators. So I'll go ahead and make another excavator. And the trucks are happy. They're stable. So I'm not going to make any more trucks for a while. I'm going to send the ship back out to repair that. Because I just want it ready to go. Because I know once I realize I need it, it's going to be like panic territory. So I don't want to have to wait to deliver things. There's a couple of things I'm still not too happy about yet. I don't want to quite end the episode here. These labs aren't working. And my food supply keeps bouncing between just barely enough and not enough. So I'm going to tweak this a little bit. So the average production with this current setup is 4.8 and 5.0. If I remove this and just do none, it goes up to 5.4 and 5.6. So I'm actually going to be copying that recipe to these. And that should give us just a little bit extra food. So having that green manure in here to increase the fertility wasn't giving us enough bonus to the other two cycles to actually be worth it. So how do I solve this problem? Well, that's just a supply problem. These mechanical parts, I could extend this bus over to here. The trucks still have access. It's just that there's nothing to access because I don't have enough iron. That's because I'm not digging up enough ore. So I did queue up another excavator here, but it can't be made because, of course, I don't have enough iron. So I'm actually going to pause this belt, and that will force all of the iron that these make to back up into here. And then truck can take that, go put it over here, and then that will help us get more iron so that I can unpause the belt and actually increase throughput. And I don't want my trucks to be delivering this manually. What's the other thing it needs? Electronics. And those are on that height. Okay. Let's take this around this way. And that's actually used in vehicle parts too, so I can multi-purpose that. Oh, it's the exact same recipe, actually. That's funny. These could be on the same level, then. I didn't think about that when I was setting this up. Oh well, missed opportunity. No. No. I have an idea. This is still salvageable. These are going to switch to lab parts. These will be doing the vehicle parts. And then this area could be for the upgraded lab parts and the upgraded vehicle parts. I think that's a better way of doing it. So we'll get rid of this and this. This is producing lab parts. That is going to have to come around back out on the bottom level. Just go over to there. Now I don't need... Well, I might need that belt in the future. Let's do this. Come on, trucks. There. And this is at height 4. So that's too low. I need to redo that. I think that might be too tall. We'll see. Is that too tall? Yes, it is. There we go. Alright, that is connected up now. We'll unpause all of that. Actually, I don't need that portion of the belt. Why did that just... There. I haven't sent the ship out in a while. Let's go there. I always forget to do that. I get so sidetracked. There's just a million things to concentrate in this game. Was that excavator made? Yes, it was. Let's get you assigned to iron. Can unpause that now. Location explored. Just some parts. Okay, we're making lab equipment again. These will get researching on the biofuel. That will unlock the aerobic digester. Or anaerobic digester. Where is it? This thing. The anaerobic digester. And that'll let me scrap the excess potatoes and vegetables. Not that I'm really in need of that yet. I was struggling with food. Might have to save that for the next episode. Along with the advanced diesel. That's started up again. This is working great. I've got 3 working over here now. You are... Why are you... No. Do... Iron. Don't be stupid. That'll get us some more iron ore. Should get us some more iron, which will get us more parts, and more gears, and more of everything. Okay, the 2 biggest things I wanted to get done in this episode have gotten done. There's biofuel, of course. I sent the ship out to find the oil rig, so we can get started on advanced diesel in the next episode. I've adjusted the farms so that they can start growing saplings, and I've gotten the trees planted over here in this area. Also worked a little bit on the infrastructure here, just to kind of remove trucks from the whole process, and trucks are stable now, so we're good in that front. In the next episode, I have to get into advanced diesel. I'm not sure if I'm going to get into steel. Advanced diesel will probably take up too much time for steel to be included. I think I might use the extra time to come up with a system to process overflowing food. That might be a good synergy. But that's it for this episode. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.